Hey, welcome to Gigi with the Gems. If you don't know, this is where we talk about almost anything and positive things at that. So today I want to come at y'all with something a little different. It's a lot of topics on self-care and what you should do as far as self-care, and how to keep up with yourself and how to grow as a woman or a man. But let me just say this: a lot of topics don't discuss self-care and being a mom, like actually raising another being, actually teaching, actually learning, actually exploring. A lot of people may not have been taught a lot of self-care things, a lot of things about themselves, so they're constantly learning it throughout their daily lives, and then now they want to implement that on their children. Like me, like no one really taught me those necessities. So every day I'm out here looking for things to better myself, just my well-being, just internally. It doesn't just have to be like, your outer exterior, but just your inner self and your inner passions and the things that you love, because all of that will reflect on your outer being. But at the same time, you want to, like, while you're that, like, self-care is being like loving yourself, putting yourself first, right? But you're taking care of somebody else. So it's like, I want you to experience this too, and they deserve to experience it too. And it's wonderful that they experience. That's like the best luxury you can ever give yourself and your child, or your dependent that you're taking care of, because it doesn't just have to be a child. It can be a loved one. It can be anyone that you're taking very much loving care for, and you want them to experience the best in life. Everybody deserves that. Everybody deserves the best in life, rather you feel like you worked really hard for it, or rather you feel like it just came to you, or it was just pure luck. You deserve that. That was part of your purpose, part of your design, and that's what you really need to get into your mental reality, that you deserve it. You deserve it. And yes, sometimes you might look at it like, hey, how am I going to afford all of this product for me and my children or my loved one that I'm taking care of? And yes, sometimes that individual, aka a kid, will play with that lotion, will play with that body wash, will play with the things that you're trying to use to love on yourself. And it's just materials at the end of the day. Like, rather you have that or not, the cheapest thing you can do, the most frugal, because I love the word frugal. The word frugal means to be cheap, but it's a fancier way. Okay, so to be frugal the most and optimize the most frugal in your life is to work on self. You were already given yourself. You were free, but you have extraordinary gifts. You have extraordinary passions. You have an extraordinary personality. You are really here for a reason. You just have to really figure it out. And whatever you have to do, and I'm not saying it in a bad way. I want you to think the opposite of how you've been thinking. If you've been thinking negative, think positive. And if you've been thinking positive, I want you to continue to be positive, but I want you to go about it on a different journey that you have been. So let's say you've just been going free and you've been thinking positive. Now I want you to go with a direction and be positive. If you've been thinking negative and not really understanding how things just turning out really bad for you, I want you to start, no matter how much pain, how much emotional attachments you have to it, I want you to find something positive in it. Rather it's a death, and this goes for anybody, rather you're grieving, rather you won the lottery, rather everybody's asking for money, while rather you can't find a resolution, rather you don't know which way things are gonna go, how you're gonna pay rent, how you're gonna do anything. I want you to think positive. I want you to be positive. I want you to explore the different route and a different journey that you can actually go through just by having a different mentality. Your mental is like a different universe that you create, because it's a creative, everybody has different opinions and different mindsets for a reason. And different people have different journeys for that exact same reason. Also, power is in the tongue. So what you speak, it may be. It ain't may, it will be, actually. And that is knowing. And that's what it said. God said it will be done. So anything that the mouth say, know that it is done, because you are God yourself, because you are a child of God. And I always say that, regardless of your spiritual whatever, that's what I believe, because God is my father. So that makes me a goddess. And you have to know and walk into your authentic self and claim exactly who and what you say you are, because you are what you say you are. I am what I say I am, is what the Father said. I mean, I don't see how you could get anything confused with what I'm just telling you. So bring them babies, bring them people that you love along with you, and bring them for the ride emotionally. Sit down and go to a park, have a picnic. Talk about the basic skills in life. Talk about the things that you can do to help guide each other. And then not even just each other, give them the skill sets to guide themselves. And that right there, knowing that you have to teach, and you loving, and you have to take care of somebody else, and you're taking care of their internal, oh my gosh, that makes you feel so great. It's like, if you're gonna be loyal to anybody in this world, be loyal to who is literally, you got to take care of your kids and your loved one. Because at this point, your finances, your mental health, your wealth, your relationship, your communication, your support, everything comes from this basic relationship. Your loyalty, your honesty, your companionship, the chivalry, it comes from just networking. And it's just like, it's the eternal fire. It's just the eternal fire. The next thing I want to talk about, I was thinking about if I should do a different video, but nah, I'm going to just put it all in here. I don't gatekeep. I don't do that extra. No. Whatever is on my membrane is what I'm going to share. I always say, and you can implement this as another way of self-care, definitely. If you want to be irresponsible, you want to have fun, right? You want to live your life. You want to do the stuff, whatever you want to do, okay? I'm not judgmental. I'm not gonna be like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I just do things limited, and maybe I shouldn't do things at all. But hey, everybody wants to have a drink. Everybody wants to do something. So just MYOB, mind your business. Let people do them. But if you want to be irresponsible, but the basic to being irresponsible is taking care of your responsibilities, okay? So pay them bills on time. Pay bills ahead if you want to. Go ahead and sign yourself up for some type of way that you can make money. Be an affiliate. Sell something. Make something. Find a hobby. Even if you don't want to get a job and you want money and things to align with you and to be gifted things, you still have to work on yourself. So like I said, the most frugalest thing you could do is ground. Lock in. It doesn't have to be hard work. It can all be easy. You could log in. You could do whatever you want to do. But then after you do whatever you want to do and clean your house and do whatever alignment, meditation, manifestation, working, entrepreneurship, taking care of your loved ones and yourself, whatever you do, just lock in. It's go all work out. It's go all work out. Consistency. You can't afford it, okay, don't worry about it. Instead of living in the reality that you are now, or in the present time, accept it for what it is. And I'm not saying accept it for it is overall. I'm saying accept it in that situation. You cannot do anything, but also accept that you can do everything in that moment. So accept you can't do anything, but accept you can do everything. Because once you can't afford to do this, or once you can't get this, or once you can't achieve this in that moment, it's only that moment. In the next moment, the next second, millisecond, is a whole different mind switch. All right, I ain't get it this time. Okay, now this is the time. I got to go harder. I got to lock in. I got to do this. I got to do that. Okay, to achieve this, and to upkeep and keep buying this, and to keep having this. Okay, to keep changing my mind and keep evolving and obtaining my powers and my intellect and my wisdom and my knowledge and my security. I have to keep manifesting this. I have to keep this. And oh wait, we don't want no fake personalities though. We don't want no fake personas. We want everything to be real, thorough, and through. Okay? We don't need you acting like nobody else except for you. We don't need you being nobody else except for you, because you are the creator of your universe. Yes, and God brought you into this universe. There's multiple universes within universes. There are dimensions, and if you want to go all into that, we could go all into that. And I'm still learning on stuff, but I know stuff, so I ain't gonna talk about that right now. But all I'm gonna say is, there's so much that you can do to achieve your best self, even in the small step. In the small step, because even the small step, rather you take 20 of them small steps, and it really was supposed to take 5 because you didn't know. It doesn't matter. You're still gonna end up exactly where you need to be, or where you should have been placed. And if not, you need to stop accepting, saying no. That is the best. That is the best form of self-love. Okay, sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to pull back. Sometimes you have to regain your energy. Sometimes you have to find yourself. Sometimes you can't be around people. Sometimes people can't understand that. Sometimes people don't understand why you not speaking to them as much or coming around as much. That's because when you sit back and you realize how much you pour that self-love that you're supposed to pour in yourself into other people, that self-love you're supposed to be pouring into your family, the kids or the people that you're taking care of, your immediate family, your immediate household, your immediate support, your immediate, even if they can't reciprocate the same thing back to you, you know what I'm talking about, in your household, your household members. Like, that's the love you're supposed to be giving to them. And you skip them. Self-love. And you giving all this love to him, to them. You showing up to all these parties. You showing up to all these gatherings, all these birthdays, because I consider all of those parties too, but I just had to, all these different occasions, all these different meetings that is not even worth it. Like, it's not really even benefiting you. You know this information already. You just want to socialize with people that you don't even need to really socialize with. You just keep showing up. Letting them drain your energy. Every time you show up around them, you get so tired, and you just wonder how come you are so physically and mentally drained when you leave these people, when you leave these gatherings, when you're spending all your money on these clothes. Now, don't get me wrong, you can look your best, you could be, but you was like, dang, I could have got what I really wanted versus getting the theme for this party. Like, wasn't even a theme for real. Ain't nobody even respect the code. They changed it last minute, like, or even if they did it was just like, dang, this party was whack. Like, dang, like, it was just like not worth it. But even if you do go to something that was totally worth it, it could be either way. But do it resonate with you is the the sense in the whole subject of self. Do it resonate with you. Do it guide you. Do it better you. Do it empower you. Do it make you happy. Do it drain you. Do it adds. You know, like, what do it do? Journal it. Write it down. Sit in silence. I was just writing in silence. I love writing in silence, and I love writing with music. I love empowering music. I love music that just helps me a little bit. I'm still finding music because I'm starting back to get into music, but I also love writing in silence. I love to hear the wind, the trees. I like to hear the cars swish behind me. It's just like a different type of feeling. And that's something I noticed of myself because I sat with myself. So sit with yourself, love with yourself, and have a good day.